Wrestling fans, it's your boy One. I'm here tonight to do my review on NXT and TNA. Pretty interesting night, you know. Gotta admit, kind of impressed tonight with the way these shows went. So we're gonna start off with NXT. NXT starts off with an interview with Real Regal, and he asks Real Regal about his comments by Kevin Owens and is he gonna make that match between Owens and Finn Balor a ladder match. And William Regal was like, well, I'm not going to give Kevin Owens what he wants because that's what Kevin Owens wants. But, he talked to Finn Balor, and Finn Balor said it didn't matter what type of match it was, that he'll defend the title no matter what. So, William Regal decides, okay, since Finn Balor agrees to it, it will be a ladder match for the NXT Championship in 2 weeks at TakeOver. Okay, so our first match features Solomon Crow versus Tyler Ginger. Tyler Ginger picks up the victory, of course. Then we have a talk between the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, a little skit about them, not seeing eye to eye from last week's actions. As they lost last week to Dawson and Wilder. So then our first match features, our second match, features Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf. He ain't fight nobody. The match always ends like it has been for the last month, so it's over with in the days. So now, hopefully, we have a chance to find out if Baron Corbin can really hang and if he can really last longer than 10 seconds to make his match quick because it's been announced that at the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view, which is Saturday the night before SummerSlam, August 22nd, it will be Baron Corbin against my boy, the submission Samoan machine, Samoa Joe. Can't wait to see it. Let's see what Baron Corbin got. Anything. Show me something, Baron Corbin. You got a chance to prove yourself now. You're going against one of the big boys, Samoa Joe. He ain't no joke. Now I'm really going to see what you got, boy. Can't wait to see it. Samoa Joe. Well, that's what I'm talking about. About time they finna get this man some competition. He needs it. Because I'm tired of these 10-second promo matches and carrying on and crap, you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. This man does he have any other moves besides the end of days? The end of days is a hellified move, though. Don't get me wrong, it's one of a great submission. A great finisher. But it's just the fact that he just does that and that's it. I don't know if he got any kind of other offensive moves or what. Moving on along, we have Tyler Breeze talks about his match against TNA. Against the Japanese guy, which was the Japanese guy, the old Japanese guy, Jushin Thunder Liger. I'm sorry, man. So many masked men around the world. I had a kind of hard time remembering him. It's been so long time, and it's kind of new to me because he's never been in the WWE ring, man. Wrestling over close to 30 years, but has never stepped foot in a WWE ring. But if you haven't seen this guy from back in WCW days, RH in New Japan, you in for a treat. This guy still can bring it. Jushin Thunder Liger. So Tyler Breeze, he got to bring it. He's younger, but that experience factor, you better be ready to bring it because Jushin Thunder Liger will bring it to him. I can't wait to see that match. Should be a pretty good match. So, moving on along, we have the NXT champion, Finn Balor, taking on a Kane lookalike, Marcus Lewis. Finn Balor wins, of course, with a coup de grace. After the match, he's attacked by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens attempts to pop up powerbomb outside the ring. Finn Balor ducks it, throws Kevin Owens in the ring, and tries to put a couple moves on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens reverses it. Finally hits Finn Balor with a pop-up powerbomb. Lays him lay down the ring. Mocks Finn Balor. Takes the title and mocks Finn Balor. Then he lays the belt across Finn Balor, leaving Finn Balor laid out with the NXT Championship. So, after that, we go backstage and we have an interview with the Vaudevillains. And they are asked about the Alexa Bliss problem. And do they have an answer for that? And they say, yeah, we got an answer for it. Then Alexa Bliss comes out. She looks at Ada in English. She said, oh, you got a problem with me or whatever. And she slaps her in English. And she walks off. So then we have our Divas match. #1 contenders match. The winner faces Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver for the NXT Women's Championship. Sasha Banks joins us on commentary during this match. And the match is between Becky Lynch and Bayley. And this match was a damn good females match, I'm telling you. Boy, these women lately have been bringing it. Especially in these single matches, man. These women starting to bring it. Now, Bayley, she wasn't all that. When I first started watching Bayley Russ, I was like, man, this has got to be a joke, man. You know, because the way her character, man, all hugging and stuff. And it's like, who is this? You know, but lately, she's stepped her game up. She's starting to actually learn how to wrestle. So, going to the match, you know, Becky Lynch puts Bayley in her submission hold, which is the disarmer. But Bayley manages to reach the ropes. And Bayley attempts to go for the Bayley the belly suplex. But it's blocked. And Becky Lynch attempts to disarm again, but Bayley reverses it for the roll-up pin, picking up the win. So therefore, the winner of the match and the new #1 contender to face Sasha Banks at the NXT TakeOver is Bayley. Now I'm starting to wonder, being the fact that, you know, Bayley's been on a roll. She's beaten Charlotte, and she's beat Becky Lynch. You know, them two is already established itself as being on the main roster, along with the NXT champion Sasha Banks. So I'm wondering, is Bayley going to actually step up and become the next NXT champion? Because to make room for Sasha Banks and the other two divas, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, has moved on to the main roster. So I wonder, are they passing the torch to Bayley and let her be the new face of the women's division on the NXT for a while? Or what's the deal? You know, the women's division is heating up, guys. All around WWE, doing their thing. So that was a pretty good show. Except for the Baron Corbin part. Baron Corbin needs to get it together, man. Well, we're going to find out in 2 weeks. Find out what you really got. I hope you show me something impressive. Because I ain't been impressed with you. I like your move, though. Don't get me wrong, like I said. But you ain't showed me nothing. So, you know, looking forward to seeing you in some real competition against some boy Samoa Joe. So that concludes the NXT portion. So now we go on to TNA. TNA was, man, I'm talking about, man, this is what I've been waiting for. They finally started to pick it up, you know. So we start off with Jeff Jarrett. You know, Jeff Jarrett has been told he can run the TNA company this week because we're having the Law, Bully Ray last week. So he comes out to the ring, talks about TNA Global Force and how they're going to have some matches for, you know, TNA roster members against the Global Force wrestlers. And he was finna introduce the main event. Then Eric Young comes out and interrupts him, talking about he decides everything and he does things because he feels like it. And says he's going to make Jeff Jarrett put him in the main event tonight. And Jeff Jarrett said, okay, you are the first one in, which is the main event will be for the King of the Mountain in the King of the Mountain tournament. So after that, Eric Young attacks Jeff Jarrett from behind. As Jeff Jarrett walks out the ring, then out comes his force, Global Force wrestlers, to come out to his aid. Then here comes the TNA roster to help TNA. So basically, it's TNA against Global Force tonight, you know, throughout the night. So after that we have our first match, which features a Global Force wrestling knockout against TNA knockout. This one features Global Force Lady Topper. For those you don't know who Lady Topper is, it's the niece of one of the all-time greats, the Barbarian, and she's accompanied to the ring by Royal Red, which is her manager. And Royal Red talks about how she's the most powerful, most dominant knockout in all the professional wrestling. Queen, as he calls her. And her opponent tonight is none other than Awesome Kong. Now in this match, this is two big behemoth women, two Amazons going head to head, who's gonna get the knockdown first. They go back and forth trying to knock each other down. It's a very physical, brutal match. Physical. It's a very physical match for a women's match. I'm telling you, both of them brought it. So the match ultimately ends by a double count out as both of them decided they couldn't stay in the ring, so they get counted out. So that's how that match ends. So after that, we go to our next segment, which is Bobby Roode is in the ring. And he calls to the ring, talking about how he's pissed off and said, Jeff Jarrett, if you got a problem with me, you need to be that man and say it to my face. I'm upset because you ain't put him, in the match tonight. You left him off the show. And he's like, how you going to not put him in the main event when he is the TNA's longest reigning champion? And how he is the it factor. Then he calls out Rockstar Spud, and the problem he has with Rockstar Spud is the fact that Rockstar Spud took something from him, took his tag team partner from him last week. As we all know, Rockstar Spud ended the TNA reign of the self-proclaimed greatest man ever lived, Austin Aries. Can't wait to see you, boy. I don't know where you're going, what's headed for you. I need to see you in the ring soon. One of the greatest active wrestlers I seen today. Still, Austin Aries. Can't wait to see you, wherever you end up. ROH, NXT, WWE, Global Force, somewhere. I'm going to see you soon. So anyway, he talks to Rockstar Spud, tells Rockstar Spud, if that was me last week in them shoes, you wouldn't end my career. I would end your career. And Rockstar Spud talks back, and then he sucker punches Bobby Roode, and Bobby Roode goes on attack and just beats the crap out of Rockstar Spud. I'm talking about he just lays Rockstar Spud out. Rockstar Spud, man. Come on, man. You knew it was coming, so why'd you even bring your butt out there? So, Roode leaves him backstage. We have Jeff Jarrett talking to Roode and says, and Robbie Roode tells Jeff Jarrett, that's a wake-up call for Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, you're not my boss anymore, so you don't tell me what to do. And that's a wake-up call for you and TNA management. While Roode is being pissed off because he's not getting the credit he deserves, and the it factor. What can I say, man? Even though he might be a heel or whatever, I still love the man. He's a good wrestler, man. And he hasn't been the longest reigning TNA champion for no reason, man. This guy can bring it. He is like one of the top wrestlers in TNA, and they just been missing him, man. Bobby Roode, you are the man. So, after that, we have a qualifying match. The winner of this match will be we added to the King of the Mountain match between Jesse Goddard, the modern day Adonis, against the Destroyer, Lashley. Man, you all know Lashley dominates this match. Man, it was really pretty much a one-sided match throughout the whole match. Ultimately, Lashley spears Jesse Goddard, picks up the victory, qualifies to be in the main event tonight. So then we go backstage and we see Drew Galloway, who was supposed to be in the match tonight, was taken out by the same person, I guess, or in the same spot that Bully Ray was taken out. Now, who's doing these taking these guys out? We have yet to come clean with, so we don't know for sure who it is. So then we have Matt Hardy. EC3 comes out to talk about his last week against Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy comes out and he says, "Yeah, I'm not gonna cry about it. You are the man. You beat me. You deserve that match." He said, "But as long as I'm around and you are the champion, I'm gonna still be coming at you." And EC3 runs his mouth, says, "Matt Hardy, you right. You do deserve another title shot. But I ain't going to decide that. I'm going to let the crowd decide that." And he asks the crowd, do Matt Hardy deserve another title shot? The crowd says, yeah, because, of course he does. So EC3 says, my answer to you is no. So then he gets hit by... So then Tyrus hits Matt Hardy, attacks Matt Hardy. And then EC3 takes his world title and hits Matt Hardy across the head, which lays Matt Hardy out. So then we have a tag team match. which is the Global Force tandem of Brian Myers, formerly from WCW as Kurt Hawkins, and Trevor Lee. And they faced the TNA Tag Team Champions, the Wolves. This is a good match, man. You know, this Trevor Lee, if you never seen this guy wrestle, man, he can bring it. TNA Global Force, they got some talent over there, boy. This Trevor Lee guy is something special, man. If you haven't seen this guy wrestle, you need to pay close attention to him. I see big, bright things for this guy. Whether it be Global Force for his whole career, or he eventually gets to a WWE or a TNA. But this guy, man, if you haven't seen this guy wrestle, man, you in a treat. So anyway, the match goes on, and the Wolves eventually wins as Davey Richards hits Trevor Lee with the backcracker. But, you know, like I said, you know, the guy can bring it, though. So then we have our next match. Former TNA star, now Global Force star, Sanjay Dutt versus the Ultimate X champion, Tigre Uno. In this match, Sanjay Dutt starts showboating, so ultimately, that's his demise and gets beat by Tigre Uno. So then we have EC3 backstage with Jeff Jarrett. And Jeff Jarrett tells EC3 don't leave because you might want to watch this King of the Mountain match. And I found a replacement for Drew Galloway's. And he said you want to pay close attention to this because next week, EC3, you will be defending your world title, TNA title that is, against the winner of this King of the Mountain match. Now, EC3 was like, man, you can't do that. You only here for 1 week. You don't even work. You don't even run this show in the company no more. So that brings us to the King of the Mountain match. Now this is how you win. This is how this match works out. You got 5 competitors, so you only can qualify to win the match after you pin one of the other competitors in the match. After you get that pin fall, the one that gets pinned has to go inside the box for 2 minutes. Then after that, the person that gets the pinfall qualifies. So which means that he can go grab the title from the referee anytime and try to climb the ladder with the belt and pin it on top of hang it up high over the ladder to declare yourself king of the mountain. So here are the participants in this match. From the Global Force, we have Chris Medeski, formerly known as Chris Masters. PJ Black, formerly known as Justin Gabriel. And representing TNA, we had the Destroyer Bobby Lashley, Eric Young, and the other guy was by Robbie. So to start the match off, we had Bobby Lashley pin Eric Young real quick to qualify. Then we had PJ Black pinning Medeski to qualify. And then eventually Robbie, then Chris Medeski and Eric Young's last qualify. In this match, I mean, it was brutal. It was going back and forth. Even Lashley did some impressive stuff in this match. PJ Black and Eric Young on top of the cage, on top of the ladder, trying to fight for the belt, trying to hang it up. Lashley comes off top rope and spears Eric Young off the ladder. And PJ Black gets off the ladder, halfway on the ladder, and hits Lashley with a 450 splash, but Lashley blocks it somewhat partially, but it still affected Lashley. PJ Black gets up, grabs the belt, climbs to the top of the cage, top of the ladder, hangs the belt up, therefore becoming the King of the Mountain champion for representing Global Force Wrestling. So therefore next week, your world title match, TNA world title match, will feature Global Force Wrestling and the new King of the Mountain champion, PJ Black, versus EC3. For the first time ever, it will be another promotion fighting for a TNA title. Now, having said that, man, this is what wrestling needs. You got to combine these forces together, man, to compete with the WWE. And I like the idea of Jeff Jarrett saying that this King of the Mountain match it's not going to be a TNA title. It's not going to be a Global Force Wrestling. It's going to be on any promotion all over the world. was saying that people from other organizations will have a chance to win this title. That's a good idea, Jeff Jarrett. You trying to bring wrestling back. You know, we've been slacking on wrestling. You know, I'm glad that TNA finally got it in the head that they can't compete by themselves. So, looking forward to more inter-promotional wrestling between Global Force and TNA. Looking for more invasions from Global Force to get some TV time so the folks can really know who these guys are until they figure out what they're going to do with their promotion, you know, and when they're going to get some actual TV time just to promote their show. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. And I like some of the talent they got. You know, I'm familiar with some of them because, you know, some of them come from the WWE or from TNA. But overall, man, the show was pretty freaking, I'm talking about it was freaking awesome, dog. I'm telling you. You got to, you know, I got to admit, man, this is like one of the greatest TNA shows I've seen in a long time. No disappointment in it. You know, I finally seen that they finally get understood where I'm coming from. I can't complain about TNA tonight. NXT, you did your thing. You brought us a hell of a Divas match like you always did. For some reason, Divas match has been the shit up in here, man. You know, on NXT. I'm just saying though, you know, keep up the good work. Let's bring wrestling back, make it more exciting. You know, let's bring some more fan bases. Let's show people what wrestling that wrestling ain't dead. You know, Vince Russo goes out there and talks about he thinks wrestling is dead. You know, I say, man, I think it's falling off, but they got to just save wrestling, bring wrestling back, man. Cut some of these promos down, some WWE. Keep doing what you're doing, TNA. Next week, Turning Point. Next Wednesday, championship match, EC3 versus King of the Mountain champion, Global Force representative, PJ Black. Gail Kim versus the two members of Dollhouse, Jade and Marty Bell. 2-on-1 in the 6-sided cage. Mr. Anderson versus Brown. Open mic challenge. And who else know? And what other matches we have? Man, I can't wait to see it. I'm already pumped. You know, if they keep, I mean, I think this is the best. This is what's best for business in the other organizations. Combine them together. Let two promotions run it. That way we can see all the other, you know, talent that we don't get to see on an everyday basis that we can in WWE. I think some of these promotions have better talent than most of the WWE roster. So, you know, looking forward to seeing it. Be back tomorrow night to give you my SmackDown review. And after all this, I'm just thrilled to say I can finally give TNA a good review tonight. You know, Jeff Jarrett, you're a good promoter, man. Keep up the good work. So after all this, I'd like to say peace, and I'm out. God bless.